Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'd like to talk to you about this Japanese maple raft. It's been doing quite well. Amazingly, the big wound here at the front is closing. I didn't think it would close one day. But the tree still has one of the biggest issues that I have to deal with, and that's that this front tree should be the thickest one. This is not working yet. I have a long shoot here that I let grow last year. It did well, but it will have to grow for at least another year. And then of course I have this horrible wound here, which I would like to close. I tried to do it last year. It was not a big success. Maybe you remember it. I put a little tree here. I wanted to graft 2 branches, but the little tree, well, did not make it because, well, it was shaded out by the whole tree, and it died. So I'm going to do a repot of this tree and try to add 2 new little trees here, but I'm going to do it slightly differently. So well, let's start. First thing to do, of course, is get this tree out of the pot, and well, it grew well. It grew very well. Lots of roots. It was just repotted last year, so that's quite a lot of roots for 1 year. And now I'm going to remove gently the moss, because I think it's beautiful moss and it's well anchored in the lava, so I'm definitely going to reuse some of this in the top layer. It would appear that we already have a quite consistent root mat on the bottom of this tree, and especially at the sides, so I have to get rid of all the substrate here, and then we can have a closer look at the roots. So one of the questions about repotting is it really necessary to bare root a tree every time you repot it? Well, I guess it is not necessary, but you can do it if you want. I don't think I have to do it on this tree. I'll have to clean up the moss a little, of course, here, and just remove some bigger roots. For the rest, do a gentle trim. So I think that this is all the soil removal that I need. So now I'm going to trim back the roots. First start to make a nice round cut, which is very easy, and definitely none of these roots will be kept because, well, they're much too long. And then I'm going to remove a good part of the bottom part roots. So to give you an idea of how much roots were removed, well, this is the tree in the pot where it came out. Okay, so now for the tricky part of the operation. This is the problem area. You see, this wound is callousing over very slowly, but, well, it's callousing over, and that's something. But this tree is still the smallest on the front, and that's not good. So last year I tried to insert a graft here. Well, the wound closed, but the graft, well, died because was shaded out. So this time I think I'm going to try something different. Well, same principle, but I'm going to use this long, quite long, tree, and I'm going to put it under the tree and try to insert these two shoots as a graft. And the reason why I do this is because if you look at the top part, these two are quite long and are already in a position where they can get enough light and grow well, so they will not be shaded out, and we'll have a fair chance that they survive. Also, they're from the same mother tree, they are cuttings, and because I intend to put them here coming out of the ground, they will probably root, and they will give some nice front roots, which might be an interesting feature. So I'm going to make two incisions now in the whole tree to put the grafts in. So I'm going to do this off camera with a small Drummond tool, and well, it's just a precision work, not very spectacular, but I'll come back to you when these two cuts are made. So the cuts are made quite deep, I must say, which is of course necessary because if you want the trees to fuse and to close down, and this is something that needs to be done. Now I'm going to try to make some wool here to insert the new shoots. So I have now one spot here that is clear to put one, and here to put the other. So this way, if they root, and well, I'm almost sure they will, these might be interesting locations for new roots. So I think I'm going to choose this and this, or should I say corridor, and then take the tree, put it just under, and then add this into corridor 1, and this into corridor 2. I realize this again is a strange construction, and probably someone is going to call me again the Frankenstein of bonsai, which is very funny, I must say. Oh. Yeah, this is a bit of a struggle to get this fixed. Okay, so they're where I need them. Now I'm going to try to get them in the cuts that I made, and then tie them. Okay, and so now I'm going to have to use raffia and other stuff to get this all in position. I will have to go behind these roots, and well, you see the whole thing. It's going to take some time, and I'll show you the result when it's done. So if one day you decide to try something like this, well, this is how I think this could work. Just going to stick a piece of wire where I want the raffia to be. Then I take the raffia with a little loop and put it around the wire, and then bend the wire and just give it a little twist so that it's fixed. I'm going to put the wire back through, like using a needle. Okay, so there you have it. Now I can remove the wire, and I have only my raffia loop, and this should help stay the trees where I want them. Yeah, they're where they should be, so that's good. Maybe easier to just make a knot here, so I don't have to pass it a second time. So if this fuses, this will become one root instead of two, which is okay, I guess. Well, they're fixed. I'm going to put the tree in the pot now and then work on the rest of the thread graft later, because the first priority is to get this tree in a pot to keep it healthy. So nothing fancy and nothing new, just putting a layer of rather thick lava for the drainage. Now, of course, the new and difficult thing is going to be to insert the root of this graft in the pot. It's here, so I wired it, and I'm going to have to find a place where I can, well, how should I say, get rid of it. So I'm probably going to put it partly under the tree, so the weight of the tree, well, it's here now, the weight of the tree should keep it in position, and I'll have to compensate a little with extra substrate. I think the angle is good. The tree is coming a little bit towards the viewer, could be slightly more, like so. You see the movement going there, and then because this tree is going in this direction, the whole movement of the tree goes that way, so you can compensate that a little by moving the tree to this side, and this way the main tree is not in the center of the pot, which makes it a little asymmetric and a little more interesting. So now I'm going to add the soil mix with 1/3 of pot ground and 2/3 of fine lava rock. I think this time I might try to expose the surface roots a little more, because, well, they're kind of fun to look at. So I'm going to put the tree a little higher in the pot. The soil is now where it should be, and as you can see, I removed a little piece of raffia here, which is better, I think, because now, well, the roots are just, well, the future roots are now just a little more separated, and, well, these two shoots, they stay in position just because of the soil around it. So if they are in position now, well, they will be tomorrow. Now I'm going to wrap the rest of this thread graft, and as you can see, there are already new little buds emerging from all these pots, so I'm going to take care not to damage these, because they might just add some strength to to the graft, and maybe some new branches can emerge from here. And if the graft does well, this means that all these new shoots will make this tree, the smallest one, swell faster. So that's exactly what I'm up to. So just for the detail, this new shoot has a bud here, which is really great, because if it shoots, then it's going to close this very fast. We have a shoot here, is unharmed. We have a shoot here, which has space to grow. A shoot here, a shoot here. This is all nicely wrapped. And then we have this pot. Where the wound is nicely wrapped and flat, and here, and the two shoots are well in the light. So because they reach almost the top of the tree, they have a very good chance to grow. So yeah, I think this is good. Now I'll water the tree and then add some moss to it. The roots are not exactly where I wanted them to be, because I had to cover it up a little more. But if the tree grows well in a couple of weeks, I can just, well, get the moss off again and then scrape away some of the topsoil. I'm starting to just crumble some of the moss over the top, because I noticed that the moss is really sticking into these lava rocks, so it has a base to grow this way, which makes it quite easy. This lava rock is really great stuff. If you can get some, just do it. And a few bigger pieces of moss, just working them in. And in a few days, this will grow. So this concludes the video for today, but not the work for today, because, well, I have to take care of a graft I started last year, and have a look if I have to rewrap it. I have to do a bud selection on this tree, and I have to keep an eye on it, maybe do some pruning, directional pruning, because this tree is in a stage where it should not be wired anymore. You can do everything with pruning now. So just to improve the ramification, I have to do some cuttings. But this, of course, is something you saw 100 times, and I will do it when I have some spare time and off camera. So if you like this, this makes me very happy. If you did not like it, just give it a thumb down, but please explain why. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.